Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're back for a midweek catch up. If it's your first time visiting me, my name's Sharon and my channel is called Living on a Part-Time Income because that's exactly what I'm doing. I work 20 hours a week and thankfully this gives me time to be able to spend with my family and doing things for my mum, and also catching up with friends and hobbies and doing my YouTube. So very grateful for that. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming to visit me and watching what's going on this week. So basically, been working Monday, Tuesday and half day Wednesday, which isn't too bad at all for the week, and then I'm back in on Saturday, so can't complain with these days really. And my last video, I had done my weekly shop early on the Saturday rather than on the Monday, because I did explain that due to the hot weather and also the fact that I worked Monday 9 till 6, I basically didn't want to do my main shop after work, which is why I did it on Saturday morning. And my full intentions were to wait until the end of the week to do a bit more shopping. But as you will see here, I've got an Aldi shop to share with you. And then I'll be back in a mo. Hi guys, so it's Sunday and I did say in my previous video, because I'd done my weekly shopping Saturday morning, I had full intentions of not returning to the supermarket until at least Thursday. But on my way home from church, I passed Aldi's and there was a couple of bits that I really wanted to get. I was very low on cucumber. I missed getting carrots because when I was in Marks and Spencer's, they only did massive bags. And I've got a craving for some radishes. And then I thought to myself, well, I haven't got any filling for my sandwiches for work. So yeah, I did run by there. So let me share with you what I picked up. So you all know I'm a fan of the lemon and lime sparkling water. So I have really topped up here. I've got 2 bottles, which were 55p each. And then next on the list for my sandwiches for work, and I may have a tiny little salad today because I've got pizza for my dinner later. I've got some cooked chicken breast slices. So this pack is £1.99, which I think is a pretty good bargain. And then I managed to get a small packet of carrots. For me, I literally only buy, if I buy carrots loose, then I will just generally buy about 3, but a small packet is fine, and that cost me 40p. Then I saw the crackers. I am a fan of the chili rice crackers, but unfortunately they didn't have any in stock. And funnily enough, in Lidl they only had the salted ones. It seems like everyone's having a run on buying the sweet chili rice crackers. So I do like these ones, and I got these. These were 89p. Then something I haven't had in quite a while is the seafood sticks, and I thought what I might do is mix these in with some prawns and mayonnaise and ketchup, make a Mary Rose sauce, and have this in a sandwich. Might even have that for my lunch actually. And I wavered on picking it up. I did check the ingredients and I thought, oh, let's just give it a go. Plus it's high in protein. That kind of swung it. So these were 99p. And then next on the list, Jersey Royal potatoes. These new potatoes, these were on offer in Aldi for 89p. And then, like I said, I fancied some radishes. Forgot to get some in Marks and Spencer's. This packet here was 56p. And then last on the list was a cucumber, and it's on offer in Aldi at the moment for 69p. So my total shop here came to £7.51. So I'm just slightly over my budget for next week's shopping by about 50 odd pence, I think. Yeah, and I have kind of pre-spent next week's grocery budget. But to be fair, I'm pretty stocked up with everything. There is no real need for me to go food shopping this week. And I have got some bread and rolls in the freezer. So if I run short, I can, you know, get those out. So yeah, happy with this healthy little top-up shop there. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in a mo. So thanks for watching there, guys. As you can see, I did buy some salady bits. I was talking to my son on Saturday and he's adapting the keto diet. I'm not doing any diets myself. I don't really tend to do any dieting. I try and eat in fair moderation. Snacks can be a bit of a downfall sometimes, but I am conscious of, you know, what I am eating. But it did make me think about my intake of carbs just when we were chatting, and then afterwards, you know, after we got off the phone, thinking about what I do eat. I mean, I do love potatoes. It's got to be my favourite carb, I would say, closely followed by rice and then pasta. But potato I can eat in any shape or form: mash, boiled, roast potatoes. Yeah, I really do love a potato. Also as potato salad. And rice, again, is such a great easy staple to have with meat or fish. Only takes 10 minutes to cook. And pasta, I do enjoy pasta. I mean, if you've seen my Marks and Spencer's video, then you'll know that I do buy the spinach and ricotta fresh pasta, and I generally have that dressed in garlic olive oil with some Parmesan cheese, and yeah, it's pretty delightful. And I also like normal pasta as well. I sometimes make my own sauces with the cherry tomatoes in a can, onions and garlic, or I have got sauces pre-made and then I'll have that. So yeah, I would say that I eat pasta maybe once or twice a week at the most. Rice I might have a couple of times a week, and the same with potatoes. So I suppose the carb intake is fairly spread out. Oh, and also bread. I would say I get through half of a loaf every week. So I'm trying to think. So how many slices of bread is in half a loaf? Possibly 6 to 8. So yeah, that's my intake for the week. So I don't think that's totally excessive. But I don't always have a sandwich for work. Sometimes I buy Maggi noodles and then I will boil a couple of hard-boiled eggs and take those into work. So I would say overall my carb intake is, I'd say it was quite reasonable, to be fair. It just made me think after he said that he's gonna like stop having carbs, because that's what keto is basically. You just don't have any carbs at all and you try and go quite high protein with your meat, fish, eggs and certain fruits and vegetables, because obviously some fruits are higher in sugar and some veg also again are high in sugar. So yeah, so it's all about leafy green veg for him, certain fruits and the meat and fish and eggs as well. So yeah, hopefully he will get into a routine with doing that. A few people he works with are doing the keto dieting, so you know, I think they can spur each other on. But it just made me think really about my own carb intake, and I think overall also chatting here with you, when I've kind of laid it down as to what I do have, I think it's fairly reasonable. Yeah, I don't think I'm excessive with my carbs. I'm just going to keep trying to be more mindful really, and maybe try and upkeep on my protein levels, make sure I got a good amount of meat and fish, and carry on buying fruit and veg as often as I can, which is why I did go for that secondary shop on Sunday to get some more salad bits. Yeah, I did buy some new potatoes. They're just perfect for a potato salad, I think. So yeah, that's just a quick chat about carb intakes and eating healthily and my take on it really. So I'm not advocating dieting for anybody, it was just a general chit chat really of where I'm at with my carb intake and how I want to move forward, and that's basically just eating healthy with lots of fruit, lots of veg, and maintaining a reasonable amount of carbs on a weekly basis. So yeah, that's where I am with that. Then Saturday evening I was eating my chicken Caesar salad, which was very nice. I'll show you a picture here of my chicken Caesar salad. And I heard a banging and a squawking at my patio door, and I turned round and next door's cat was having a bit of an argy-bargy with what I thought at first was a duck. Yeah, I was really surprised, and it looked like a baby, and I went to the patio door and they'd kind of gone more towards the middle of the garden, and I opened the patio door and kind of shooed next door's cat away, who still had its beady eye on what I thought was a duck, but I wasn't sure. And then it came walking up forward towards me and then tapping its beak on the glass. I shut the door and it was flapping its wings, and I thought, no, you don't look quite like a duck, you look like a baby bird of some kind, but I wasn't sure. So I ran upstairs and I shouted out the window to my neighbour. She looked over the fence, she's really good. So she came over the fence, because I thought I can't open my patio door because it's going to come in. So she came with a towel, picked it up, I ran back downstairs, opened the back gate, and then we've got a yard area where our cars are kept. We put it out there, and it was just kind of looking around. It obviously felt a bit lost. It was kind of preening itself. It didn't look in any distress, and it was walking along fine. So my neighbour Googled, you know, what to do, and she also said to me, oh, it's a baby seagull. But it was walking around and didn't seem in any distress or harm. Couldn't see any other seagulls about, so we were unsure what to do. But it does say on Google that if you find a baby seagull, then if it's not in distress, it's not hurt, then you're just to leave it. So we stood around for another 10 minutes, and then we made the decision that, well, maybe the parents are watching from somewhere where we can't see. Maybe it's best if we go in and then come back out in about 15-20 minutes. So that's what we did. We went back out and we walked up to where the baby girl was last seen, where it had walked up to, and it was gone. There was no sign of any like fights that had occurred, possibly with cats or, you know, loose feathers about. Hadn't heard any squawking from the back. So we kind of assumed that the bird had been rescued by its parents, and the parents had encouraged it to fly off, because while we were there, it just didn't fly. It flapped its wings a little while, but it was in no hurry or in no mood to want to fly away. Yeah, and so basically the bird had gone. So we were feeling optimistic, hopefully, that parents had come and parents had, in however shape or form, had encouraged it or lifted it as well to a safer, better place. So yeah, that was a story about the little baby seagull in my garden. So yeah, that was my Saturday evening. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for listening on my midweek update, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please would you consider subscribing, because it would mean so much to me. And if you are returning, thank you so much as always for leaving your lovely comments. It really does mean a lot to me that you do stop by my channel and you do watch. So I will see you on the next one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again, guys. Bye.